to DataDesk. Here's a brief video just to get you started. DataDesk presents you with a desktop like this. There's a toolbar across the top that lists the most common functions. There's also a menu at the top with housekeeping functions and some more advanced functions. We can open a data file. I'll open a text file. This is a data set about roller coasters. And you'll see the first row looks like this. Often text files have a first row with variable names. We'll accept those as our variable names. DataDesk puts variables in icons, so each variable is its own icon. The data are inside the variable. You can open them up and see the data. They're the names of the roller coasters, their speeds, the duration of the ride, and so on. But you don't need to have them open to do any work. To issue a DataDesk command, simply select what you want to do from the toolbar, let's say make a histogram, and drag a variable into the window. Drop it there and you'll get your histogram. We could do it again with something else. Let's look at a scatter plot. Here it matters whether we put the variable on the x-axis or the y-axis. So we could plot the duration of the ride against, say, the length of the track. Now, once you have plots open in DataDesk, they behave in an interesting way because any point selected in either plot, in any plot, will be highlighted immediately in the others. We could use the knife tool here, for example, and drag across the scatter plot to see the corresponding points selected in the histogram. Or we can drag across the histogram and see the corresponding points selected in the scatter plot. In addition, in any DataDesk window, there is this little sideways triangle in the upper left corner. It's called a hyperview menu. And if you click there, you'll see a collection of options appropriate to that window. Usually it starts with an explanation, if you need an explanation of the analysis or the plot, but then other things you might wish to do. For example, if you have a scatter plot, you may wish to calculate the regression. Just click there and you'll get the regression in its own window. And again, all of these windows are interactive. If I wanted to predict duration from length and something else, say the height of the highest tower, I could drag that variable in and add it to the analysis. I can look at the hyperview here. For regression, a natural thing to do would be to compute residuals. Here's a scatter plot of the residuals. And it too is linked with the other displays. Now, there are some advanced things, but let me show you one that's really nice. I could click on a point to identify it. So for example, I'm doing that because I have the window with all the variable, all the case names open, all the roller coaster names open. So I can click on, let's say, Fujiyama, which turns out to be one of the longest roller coasters and one of the longest rides. If I'd like to know more about that, having identified it here, I can go to the special menu and do a web search query. It will take that name and search it on the internet. And I will find the roller coaster right there. So I can see pictures of it and so on, learn more about it. All DataDesk commands work in the same way. You select the command, you drag variables into it. Even the most advanced commands, the principal components command, the linear model, the multivariate linear model command, and so on. I can make a rotating plot like this. I can drag in 3 variables, speed and height for 2 of them. That will give us a starting scatter plot. And let's put the length of the track in as the 3rd variable. And now I can rotate these to see how they relate to each other all together. In this case, once again, I see a point sticking out by itself, and once again, I can identify it. I hope you have fun playing, and I do mean playing, with all of the features in DataDesk. It's a game. It's a way to look at your data, try things out, and see patterns, relationships, and build models.